we go. For some reason or another, I've got a big dark shadow over the bottom of my screen. Does it look like I've got a big dark shadow?
I will tell you in just a moment. I'm pulling it up now.
I'm live anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why.
No, I don't see a shadow.
You don't? Okay, that's all right then. And we've already got somebody on here.
We have two on here.
So, hi everybody, and yes, it is that time we promised this morning, and here we are. We're going to have our healing session. We're going to talk a little bit first about healing, then we'll go into the session itself, and then maybe we'll take one or two comments or questions. If any of you who are thinking of watching who want to be mentioned, please let us know. If you've got a particular health issue, let us know. We shall certainly focus on that at some point this afternoon. So, healing. Healing is first and foremost a healing of the spirit. Different people treat healing differently. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Everybody has their own way of giving healing. Everyone has their own way of extending energy. Some people do it simply through prayer. They send out a prayer. They send out a prayer to God or out into the universe, whatever it is, and they ask for healing for a certain person or a particular situation that's going on. There are people who do, as I do, a laying on of hands, which means, we will literally put our hands on our patient, and we will, using our energy, using our chakra points, particularly our palm, central palm chakras there, we will send healing, and literally we can send healing to a person by a laying on of hands, as Christ did. We know that Christ did that, but also there is a way of us sending our energy and sending our energy out, and again using our palm centers both as receivers and as extending our energy out. We can do that. There are people who believe in giving healing, but in order for it to work, the patient or the person who's receiving the healing has to give something back, whether it's a monetary something or whether it's I don't know, a cake they bake or whatever it is. I personally believe that my energy, I have this incredible, beautiful healing energy that I have developed and know how to use, and I believe that it's free for anybody who wants to share it with me. I don't believe in charging for healing. I don't believe in the idea of quid pro quo. So what I give to you and what we do here is we don't require anything from anybody. I certainly don't require anything from anybody. So there are many ways of giving healing, and of course we have our doctors and we have our nurses. All of the patients that I have and have had over the years, I encourage them to go and seek out medical help, medical advice, medical attention. I know that a lot of people, there are a lot of herbalists, there are a lot of natural therapists that are out there, natural therapists. There are a lot of people who believe that we don't need the medical profession, that we have everything at our fingertips, from herbs to pills to ideas to energy or what have you. But I always advise my patients, and very often, especially if a patient has something that is seriously wrong with them, I will not give healing unless they agree to see a doctor and get medical advice from a doctor, because I feel that's a really important thing, that we should include the medical profession. So never, ever, ever think that we don't need them. However, talking of the medical profession, and also understanding, first of all, I would not be here if it were not for the medical profession and the medical expertise and the medicines and the treatments and so on. I would have been gone I was going to say hundreds of years ago, many years ago. I'm not quite that old, but I certainly, when I was 19 years old, I became very ill and was very grateful to the medical profession for what they did for me over the following several years, and also, as I had my baby and so on. So please, all of you out there, I do urge you not to dismiss the medical profession and the expertise that they can bring to us. However, please also be your own advocate. We know there are doctors out there who, they may be overworked, they may be tired, or maybe just plain lazy. They'll give you a prescription without even checking, and sometimes you can get hooked on something, or sometimes they'll give you a prescription. If it doesn't work, they'll add another prescription to it, and so on. And before you know it, the pills and the medicines you take are worse than the ailment that you started with. So please, again, be your own advocate. And again, with healing, please be your own advocate. If you go to someone who advises, that they can give you healing, and they ask you to do something, you don't need to do anything. You just need to sit there and be. And if they're real, they should do for you whatever it is. So be your own advocate. If somebody says, drink this or that potion, or try this or that, and so on, be your own advocate. Check things out. Don't just do something because somebody says that that's the thing to do. And don't experiment with your own health, because that's important as well. So when I say don't experiment, of course there are lots of things out there that we can all try. There are lots of things available. You can go to Amazon and get any pill that you want to get, pretty much. So you do have to experiment a little bit, but be guided. Be guided by your doctor. Be guided by the medical profession. Be guided by someone that you trust to know what they're doing. And don't get hooked into this, taking this, that, or the other thing. A healer, certainly of my team, and I have a good many healers on my team. My team, we don't actually charge. Sometimes if a healer is going out and they're going a long way to visit someone, they will suggest they need help with their gas, or they need help with their travel expenses and so on, but they should be of a bare minimum. We encourage people to help with that. If you live 50 miles away from a healer, she can't go every week to see you without some recompense for her gas. But for the service of giving healing, of course, that's a whole different thing. Be your own advocate is what I'm saying. Be your own advocate is what I'm suggesting. And please use your common sense, and be sensible about things. Now, I believe that God, when he put us on this earth, did not leave us helpless. He gave us all sorts of tools that we can use, and one of those tools probably the biggest tools that he gave to us was the mind, our thoughts, our energy. Our mind is the most powerful and positive thing that we have. Our thoughts are the most powerful and positive. So we try, especially when we're giving healing, we try to make those thoughts as powerful and positive as we possibly can. When we give healing, we try to make our energy the most positive, because our energy is shown in our aura. The word aura is just another word for the energy field that surrounds us, which is actually visible through Kirlian photography, and extends several feet beyond us, believe it or not. Can you imagine that? It extends several feet beyond us, which means that when we are meeting with other people, their energy is also extending several feet, and so very often our energies blend, our energies connect. If somebody near to you or close to you is feeling very negative, or they're feeling very sick, if you don't build your energy and make sure that your energy is good energy as you're going into healing, you can be infected by somebody else's aura. I hope to infect people with my aura, which is positive and powerful and of a healing quality when I'm giving healing. But if you're sitting next to someone who's terribly depressed, or if you've have a friend who comes to visit who's miserable or unhappy and so on, very often you might have been feeling fine before they came and miserable when they leave. So you've been infected with their energy, with their negativity. So it's very important, again, as a healer, if you're going to practice the art of healing, or if you simply want to give healing to yourself, it's very, very important to understand that you need to have a good attitude, a good positive energy if you can. And I know how difficult that is when you're sick. I absolutely know how hard it is to have that positive energy. So what we do is, prior to giving healing to ourselves or giving healing to others, you can think about putting in positive energy by visualizing the color blue, which is the universal healing color. Visualize that you've got a blue blanket wrapped around you, or visualize your patient, that you're wrapping that patient in blue, that beautiful healing color blue, because as you think these things, you're creating that energy, you're developing that energy. So the color blue, like a baby blue or a powder blue or a sky blue, is beautiful. The color pink is always, the color pink denotes love. It's the color of love. So if you you could visualize a rainbow of or clouds in the sky, whatever, of blues and pinks and gorgeous greens, because green also is the color of calm and peace. So there are a lot of things you can do as you're giving healing, whether it's to yourself or to others. There are a lot of things that you can do to infuse your energy with all these very positive and beautiful healing colors. Now, before we actually go into the healing session, I'm going to ask Michelle, because Michelle is here with us. I'm going to ask Michelle, do we have any comments or questions or anything going on? I can see things popping up here.
We have a lot of good afternoons, good mornings. Sharon has asked that we add her to the healing list for her anxiety. She's got to go have a mammogram.
Okay.
I put her on the list already.
The color green is a beautiful color. Visualize the color green. It's a calming and a beautiful color. So you can help yourself by, when you go for the mammogram or before you go for the mammogram, just close your eyes and visualize that you're surrounded in a lush, beautiful green sea. You know, that aqua green, that's gorgeous. That will bring you calm and peace. And it's funny because if you go into hospitals, years and years ago, hospitals would always be, the walls would always be painted blue or green, even though people didn't realize the value of color and energy in those days. But some innate part of us knows what is good for us and knows what is right for us. Any other comments or questions, or anyone wanting?
We have Jessie Lynn on, and it's her first time with us.
Hi, Jessie Lynn.
Nettie is on.
Hi, Nettie.
Sarah is on.
Hi, Sarah. That's it. Okay, well, we're just going to go into it. If you have a question or a comment that you'd like to share with us, please feel free to do that. And we're going to begin the healing session remembering what I said in the beginning. Our energy field, the aura that surrounds us, is very important as we're giving healing. And it's very important for me because I am now going to be sending healing out into the universe. And any one of you out there who wants my energy, who wants to feel my energy, can simply just think of me and think, Rosemary, or whatever it is you want to think, and sort of tune into that really good and really powerful energy that is going to go out there. So let's see what we have to do first of all. And we've done this before, but we're going to do it again. And every time we do this, even though it might seem a little bit repetitious, because it is in some ways, because healing it's a very simple thing. You can give healing to someone and it can take literally 30 seconds, and that's all you need. However, the patient or the student likes to experience more of that. So we always say that we're going to give a good 5 to 10 minutes with each of our patients, so that it gives them time to breathe, it gives them time to calm, it gives them time to sort of connect and to and to sort of settle, and if they feel anxious about it, to sort of let that anxiety go a little bit. So, so we begin by, first of all, wherever you are, you can be in a supermarket if you like, and instead of sitting down, you can always lean against the vegetable counter if it makes you feel good. You can be anywhere at all and receive healing. If you're in your car, don't drive, but don't be moving. So there are no promises with this. We're not promising to cure anything, and healing is not about promising a cure. Healing is about simply sending good and pure and beautiful energy out into the universe for everyone who wants to breathe it in, to absorb it, and to feel better about it. We never ever promise our patients a cure. Somebody can come with a tumor, and if through the act of healing, through coming on a regular basis or having healing on a regular basis, the tumor either shrinks or disappears, which we have had, that's brilliant. But our goal is to give healing first and foremost to the soul, to the spirit, to encourage the spirit is the energy field that surrounds the soul. If we can get that to shine bright and give healing and beautiful energy to the spirit, to the energy field that surrounds the soul, then with luck that permeates throughout the physical body. And the worst that can happen is that we feel good, and the best that can happen is that we can have help with whatever ailments we have, because if the spirit, if the soul is whole, we can make it whole and beautiful and bright. That gorgeous brightness, that sunshine, that incredible energy permeates throughout the body, and anything can happen. So wherever you are, please find a comfortable place to sit, back straight if you can. Breathe through your solar plexus. Start to breathe in through your solar plexus and hold it gently, and let it go nice and slowly. Hands, palms upwards on your lap in a receiving position, and just close your eyes and just go with me. So we're beginning now, we're beginning the healing session. So hands, palms upwards on your laps, breathing in gently and carefully, and just allowing this wonderful feeling of well-being, this beautiful energy that is being sent out to you, allow that to permeate throughout your body. Just breathe it in. Again, palms upwards, please, in a receiving position. And now I am creating this beautiful aura around myself. I'm asking for God's help and His guidance, because believe it or not, I can't do it all by myself. I do need that God energy, that God power, that universal power that is out there, and I am putting it out there into the universe. I'm putting it out there to God. Dear God, please help me to send healing, to fill myself with this incredible, beautiful energy, this incredible, beautiful blue healing energy that I want to absorb into me, so that I can then send it out to all of those who would like a little taste of it. So I'm asking God, dear God, please allow me to be a part of the healing process. Allow me to join with you. Allow me to join my energy with that universal God energy that is out there. Allow me to breathe in that universal energy, to fill myself with that universal, that beautiful God energy, that healing energy that is out there, and allow me to be a part of and to participate in the healing plan that you know is good for us. Dear God, allow me to be a part of that. Allow us to be a part of that. And always please remember, when you say this prayer, when you put out your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your prayers into the universe, please try to remember, dear God, I will to thy will. God knows best. Breathing in, filling your lungs, allow the energy to just simply wash over you, to seep into you. Breathe in through your solar plexus. Breathe in that beautiful, clear, beautiful, wonderful healing energy. That God energy, that universal energy that is out there for all of us. Breathe it in, breathe it in. And fill yourself up and allow your entire body, mind, soul, spirit to be filled with the light and the love of God, because that's what healing is. Take a moment. Breathe in whenever you feel like it. Breathe it in as long as you need it, as long as you want it. Breathe it in. Relax. Let yourself go. Allow this energy to work for you. Allow yourself to absorb it. Try if you can not to have any high expectations. Try if you can to just be in that moment with it. No talking, no discussing, just for these few moments. No messages, thank you very much. Breathe in through your solar plexus. Fill your lungs, let yourself go, connect with me, connect with God, connect with the universe, whatever it is you feel that helps you. If it helps you to visualize the color blue. Visualize a blue blanket being wrapped around you. If you want, you can visualize that blue blanket threaded with beautiful golds and greens and pinks, like ribbons being threaded through a blanket. Feel yourself. Breathe in. Breathe nicely. Breathe slowly. And absorb this energy. When you feel that you're filled to the brim, if you want to share it with someone else, if you want to share this energy with someone else, think of that person. Send out the energy that you're receiving to your friend, to your relative, to your child, to your animal. Think it and it is. Our thoughts are the most powerful and the most positive thing that we do own, that we do possess. Remember that God literally does not leave us here useless on this planet of ours. He gives us tools to use, and healing is one of those tools. Breathing in again. Breathe in that beautiful God force, that God energy that is ours for the taking, that is ours for using. Keep your hands palms upwards on your laps, remember, in a receiving position. Just allow yourselves to be. That's all you need. Just allow yourselves to be. Breathing in, filling yourselves, allowing that energy to float and flow through your body, into your lungs, down your arms, out through your fingertips, and breathing in again. Do this over again. Breathing in, absorbing the energy, feeling God's love surrounding you, making you feel whole, making you feel wanted, making you feel loved. Allow it to take away all the loneliness. Allow that energy to take away all of the bitterness, the despair, the anxiety, for in this moment nothing matters, nothing exists except the healing light of God within you. Nothing exists except the healing light of God which is within you. And breathing in, allowing yourselves to relax. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we're done. Rouse yourself gently, no sudden movements, no sudden noises. Don't let things disturb you that don't need to disturb you. Don't go immediately back into your anxious frame. Stop being so eager to comment. Stop being so eager to get it over with so you can make your point or say what it is that you want to say. We've got time. We've got time to hear you. We've got time to connect with you. Just be for a moment. Just be in the moment for a moment. Think about what I just said to you. The only thing that matters in that time is the light of God within you. And if that is what you can feel, and if that is what is within you, just take a moment to rejoice in that, to be calmed with that, to be filled with that feeling of being one with all of those others who have connected with us, because we're all on this same path. We're all part of this same energy. And let go. All right, Michelle?
Are you ready for me?
I am ready for you. Comments and questions and whatever. Yes.
We've got some I love yous, lots of hellos, no real questions or comments. Everybody was quiet, just like you asked them to be.
Good. So now, we're going to stay on for a little while. So I know that many of you would like to be healers. You'd like to learn more about how to be a healer and how to, share your energy. I know a lot of you want to be able to, whether it's for your children or whether it's for your loved ones or whether it's simply for people that you don't know but you'd like to share that healing energy with. I know that a lot of you would like to know more about that, and I know that a lot of you are who watch this are sick or nervous or anxious or whatever. So if you have an issue that you'd like to share with us, please do, because we're willing to talk about those things. If you have an issue, a problem, if you have a dietary question, any question you like, to do with healing, now is the time to ask it. I'll do my level best to answer any questions that you have. I'm going to talk a little bit because the friend who was staying with me does suffer with arthritis, and I have a patient who many years ago had suffered with psoriasis and arthritis, believe it or not. And my advice to that person was no dairy, nothing from the cow. That's a tough one, because if you're the person who likes a good steak, it's hard to give up the cow, isn't it, if you like a good steak. and it's hard to give up, or you think you're going to have to give up ice cream, or you think you're going to have to give up butter or cream or what have you. But there are so many products out there. We have soy products out there, we have goat's milk. Goat's cheese is the very best. It's delicious, it's wonderful. So you know, you don't have to give things up necessarily, you just find substitutes, or you find different ways to eat. If I told you what my diet was, you'd be absolutely horrified. All the things that most people consider healthy, for instance, broccoli, spinach, any dark green leafy stuff that doesn't everybody think that's healthy, is deadly for me. It's not good for me, because dark green leafy stuff contains these horrible little things called oxalates, and I have an excess of calcium in my body, and it gets into my bloodstream, and those nasty little oxalates act like a magnet, and they go like this, and then you know what happens after that, don't you? Then you get kidney stones, and that's not good, especially if you've only got one kidney. You don't want kidney stones. So there are lots of things that sound healthy, that people think are healthy, but not always healthy. I'm not supposed to eat nuts and berries, and you know, and I love berries, but can't eat those. Lots and lots of things that most people find healthy. And one of the most deadly things, I think, that are certainly for people with arthritis, and you know, I used to talk about this years ago, and people would say, you don't know what you're talking about, but that has since been proved. Salt, an excess of salt. No, don't do that to yourselves. And you can buy low sodium salt, but be careful, because even if you cut out salt, if you're eating salty foods, that's not good for you either, and on it goes. So I've talked enough. If we have any questions or comments, Michelle, let's go for it, shall we? And if not, we shall just have an early afternoon.
Louisa would like for you to tell her angel, please.
This is healing, and so we're not going to do anything like that right now, but thank you for the question, Lisa, and I do hope you enjoyed the healing. But this is a healing session, so this is a show about energy. It's about talking about energy, how we can develop our energy, or sort of raise our level of consciousness to the point where we can literally tune into or tap into that God force, or that universal energy that is out there. It's about dealing with people who have some serious illnesses, or some not so serious, or just simply people who want to know about healing, how they can receive it, or how they themselves can become healers. So that's what we're about today. So, but I do thank you for the question, Lisa, and I do thank you for joining us. So, Michelle.
Sharon said, thank you. I needed this so much. I feel much calmer already.
Good.
Paula said, everything you said in HK came true. X, thank you.
Oh, who said that?
Paula.
Okay, Paula, we want to know more about that. So you need to email me and tell me what on earth you're talking about. I don't remember, but tell me anyway. And HK, I think, is Hong Kong, I think, right? So I must have talked to Paula in Hong Kong, and I'm glad everything came true. I hope it was good for you. But please email me, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com, and fill me in, because I want to know more. Okay?
Deborah said, you're amazing. Thank you for caring.
Thank you, Deborah. And also, while we're on this subject, I know that people can't always tune in live. This has an effect whether you watch it live or whether you record it. And we've had lots of people email us saying, will it work the same if I watch this every day? Or is it only just the lives, when it's live, that it works? No, it works every day. You can watch it recorded every day, because every day we send out healing. So every day when you tune into this, or this show, or when you tune into me, or when you tune into that energy, however it is you want to do it, And just watching this reminds you of what you need to do and how you need to do it. And all you have to do is sit there and just absorb it and take anything and everything that you want from it. But every day it's a simple reminder, and also you tune in with me, because every day we send healing out into all of the patients on our healing list. If you're not on our healing list and you're watching this, you'll still get the energy, you'll still be able to tune into it. But if you want to be on our healing list, again, please email me, rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com, and ask to be put on the healing list. We do have thousands of patients, and we send out healing every single day. When I say we, my team and I, those of you who want to join us, hands around the world who join us. And if you want to tune in wherever you are in the world, if you want to tune in with me, 11 a.m. every single day, hands around the world, join with us, connect with us. When I say hands around the world, I suppose I should say minds around the world, but healing hands around the world, 11 a.m. wherever you are. And all it takes is 1 minute to tune in, and you'll receive healing, but also you'll be a part of that universal energy that joins with that God force, that God energy, and sends healing out to all those who need it. Michelle, over to you.
Jess just joined in a few minutes ago.
Hi, Jess.
It's your Jess that just left you.
All right. Any comments? Anything you want to say?
Nettie said thank you. And we've got one from Lucy. She says, I'm done with menopause and I'm okay with my weight gain in my rear. But I wish my waist would be just a little bit smaller. I eat good proportionately and walk and move around, and I'm at a loss.
All right, Lucy. Well, first of all, we definitely, if we may, will put you on our healing list. I'm glad you're done with menopause and that's all over, because that's brutal, isn't it? You know, having that go through that stuff can be pretty brutal for people. It's hard, because sometimes weight gain has to do with fluid, and so you may have some water retention. Again, this is why I'm advising people, please see your doctor, get yourselves checked out, go connect with your medical advisors. But I can tell you what works for me, and I know you all think, here I am sitting here and I'm looking slim and all the rest of it, but not nearly as slim as I used to be. But this is what works for me, but it's tough to do if you like carbs. Remember, I was just saying to a friend the other day, one bagel contains as much calories as a whole loaf of bread. Did you know that? Do you know how much sugar there is in a bagel? Ooh, no. And I know some of you will argue about that, but it's carbs. When you put white flour of any kind in your mouth, it turns to sugar. Your saliva connects with the white flour, the processed stuff, and you might as well be drinking a whole tub of syrup. So if you would like to lose weight, this is what I do. I cut out the carbs. My downfall is potatoes. I love them in any shape or form that you can cook them in. I just love them. But I don't eat them because I know what they're going to do with me. I'll occasionally have a few fries if I go out to eat, but rarely. Pasta and rice and potatoes and bread. Having said that, Michelle and I just had a bacon sandwich. It was really, really good, wasn't it? Lots of bacon in there, and I'm sad to say white bread. But if you want to lose weight, you know what you're eating. So, you know, and as much as you would love to eat that sandwich, try not to. I also, when I really am serious about losing weight, I do actually use this little app, and it's called MyFitnessPal. There are loads of them out there, and they count your calories for you. You can actually...
I like Carb Manager better.
Pardon? You like Carb Manager? So Michelle has another one called Carb Manager. We're not avid. We don't get paid for any of this. We're not. So, you know, they're not helping us or subsidizing us or anything. But if that's helpful to you, and I did find it helpful to me, because at the end of the day, you just type in what you had to eat and it tells you, you know, how many calories, how much sodium, and how
counts carbs and everything.
Counts carbs, everything. And I did find that helpful. Get together with a friend, but that lovely Lucy. I love the name Lucy. I almost call my daughter Lucy. Anyway, Lucy, cut out the carbs a bit. You know, don't worry. I bet you're gorgeous anyway, big bottom or not. I bet you're just really lovely anyway. Let's have another comment or question.
Wendy says bacon sandwich is the best. Tomato ketchup a must.
No. My sister says I make the best bacon sandwiches ever. I just pack it with bacon and lots of butter on the bread. You see, no good trying to lose weight in my house. It just isn't working. Next question or comment.
Lucy said thank you.
You're welcome, my darling. No carbs for a bit. That'll get the thing off the bottom pretty quick, I think. Yes?
We're done.
We're done? No more?
We really have.
No more comments?
Everybody is just easy peasy today.
So you're just relaxing in the moment, right? I do know, let's come back to the weight issue for a little bit, because I do know I've never honestly really suffered with being too overweight, except when I was carrying my daughter. But as I get older, I do have those issues. I put on weight much more readily. I tell myself my stomach is bloated, but it's actually not. It's just plain fat sometimes. And it is hard because, you know, when you try on the dress that fit you 2 months ago and now you can't get in it, or when you've got that favourite pair of pants and you're struggling and then you don't look nearly as good in it as you did 6 months ago or even yesterday, weight can be so depressing. But if you can sort of look at the stuff that is not good for you, for instance, like all the processed stuff, like the white flour, like the white sugar, the stuff that, you know, has it sort of had all the goodness blasted out of it through sort of processing of one sort or another. If you can just look at that and understand, and every time you see it on your plate or every time you want to drink something, if you sort of, what I do is I just look at it and think, I'm eating poison here, because it is poisoning my system, it's poisoning me, it's poisoning, you know, it's poisoning what I want to be. And if you can sort of keep that in your mind and understand that you're not alone in this, and I'm sure that we'll be talking about this more, people will be writing in about this more. Weight losses are one of the most awful things to have to deal with, and I'm in sympathy with anybody who struggles, but you can do it. The power of the mind is the most powerful and positive. Sometimes we need help to do these things, so if you need help, just get some help, and don't be afraid or don't be shy to say to somebody, I'm eating too much and I don't know how to stop. When we talk about energy, we talk about healing. If you want to be a healer, if you'd like to learn how to be a healer, first remember, please, you have to give healing to yourself first and foremost. You have to make sure that you are healthy, not necessarily physically, although if you're going to give healing to other people, you better be strong enough and positive enough and healthy enough, because it takes a great deal of energy to be a healer and to give your energy out to other people. So healthy of mind, healthy of spirit, most importantly, and as much as you can healthy of body. And when you're giving of yourself, remember you also need to know how to replenish the energy that you are giving out. So when we give healing, first and foremost, please give healing to your own self. So when you sit down and you sit quietly and you lay your palms in that receiving position, first and foremost, please give to yourself, because you want to make yourself as well and as healthy, and you want to also be replenishing the energy that you're using. So as you give healing to yourself, And as you're sending out healing to others, you are replenishing the energy that you are giving away. It is so often the case that somebody with wonderfully good intentions will give healing, and they'll give out and they'll give out. Whether it's healing in my form, or whether it's you're a therapist, or whether you're just one kind and giving person, you're giving out, and you're giving out, and forgetting to put back in. It's a little bit like a car. You can't expect the car to keep running if it's running on empty. So you've got to fill it up. You've got to make sure that the fuel that you are, that is within you, is filled and good and positive fuel. It doesn't have any impurities in it. It's got to be pure and good. You give it first to yourself. I advocate selfishness with all of my students. First and foremost, give healing to your own self, and then give out to others. But first and foremost, give healing to yourself, because that is the most important thing that we need to learn to do. So selfishness, don't be afraid. As long as you're not walking all over other people to do it, as long as you're not hurting somebody else in being selfish, please give first to yourself, replenish yourself, give energy to yourself, and then give out as much as you have to give. And you have as much to give as you put in. You're a car, you're a vehicle for energy, you're a vehicle for that energy that is within you. Please make sure you keep topping yourself up. So I know there are some other comments coming in, because I can see them floating up there. Is there anything else that we have
it's
to
just some people
do?
who have joined.
Well,
it's telling you that we've got new people who have joined us.
Okay, well that's great, and so that's good. And if you've missed it, which you obviously, if you've just joined us, if you have missed it, please don't worry, because this will be recorded. We're going to upload it or download it or whatever that is.
You have to upload it to download it to YouTube.
Even that, we're going to put it on YouTube, but it will be here on this, on our healing Facebook page. So it'll be there. You can watch it anytime. If you prefer to watch it on YouTube, you can do that as well. Go to my channel, the Rosemary Altea channel, and you can connect with us there. We have all sorts going on. We have a competition going on. My phone is ringing. That's probably my daughter, who's totally forgotten that we're doing this show, I'm sure. So I'm ignoring it.
One more question.
I'm ignoring it for now. So, we have a competition going on. Watch our show that there's already, I think, on YouTube, isn't it, this morning?
Oh, this morning show.
Everything, so it's there. We'll tell you all about the competition. We'll tell you all about what's going on with us. If you do want to be on our mailing list, you need to email us, rosemary@rosemaryltea.com, and ask specifically, please put me on the email list. We do not, even if you email us for whatever reason, people think that automatically puts you on our list. We don't do that. We only put people on our mailing list who specifically ask to be put on there. So if you want to be put on the mailing list, if you want to know more about the online conferences that we're doing, if you want to know more about classes, we are going to be taking some healing classes, conferences at some point. If you're on our email list, that means you will be notified when we do those things. Michelle, you said we had another question from someone?
Yes, Naomi said, would you say that one of the biggest keys to healing is being grounded/present? I have been practicing this to use the universe, God energy instead of using my own.
One of the keys to healing, does that mean receiving or giving, I wonder? I think that it is very important when you're receiving healing to make sure that as you sit straight, you place your feet firmly on the ground and your hands palms upwards in a receiving position. But what we do here, and remember there are lots of different ways to give healing, as I said at the beginning.
She said giving.
So, okay, so, all right. So when you are giving healing to others, it is very important that you first give to you. I know that it sounds selfish, but if you're giving without giving to yourself first, you're going to have nothing left for anybody else. and the energy that's going out there is going to be weakened, it's going to be, dissipated, so you're not doing as fine a job or as good a job as you can possibly do. So you have to breathe in and give to yourself, and make sure that you give to yourself first before you then extend your energy out to others. I'm not quite sure what you mean about
Do you want me to read it again?
yeah, do it again, because yeah.
Would you say that one of the biggest keys to healing is being grounded/present? I have been practicing this to use the universe, God's energy, instead of using my own.
Good. Well, it's a combination. I see what you're saying now. It's a combination. So or for me, I should say, it's a combination of, I do use my own energy, but I make sure that it's good, and I make sure that I replenish it, and I make sure that my own energy is coming from a place of light and a place of God and a place of goodness. So when I'm filling myself with energy, I'm filling myself with that God energy, with that God force, which I then ask God to use so that we can combine that energy. So yes, it is part of the healer, and it is certainly a part of the universe and a part of God. But I do see what you're saying. When you send out a prayer, if you're a person who likes to give healing but you don't necessarily want to be involved too much, you can just simply say a prayer: dear God, please help so and so, or help this situation so and so, and let it go. That is a healing prayer which goes out into the universe and is just as valuable. However, as a healer participating in the healing process, building your own energy, creating your own energy, and then sharing that energy with us, it's a much more involved process, as I've shown you today. So, and of course, being present in the moment of giving healing. Well, how can you not be? If you're going to do it my way, if you're going to show my way, then you have to be present and in the moment, definitely grounded, and doing it in a way that is powerful and positive. Yes. Do we have any other comments before we end the session?
Sharon said that you helped everybody relax so much that they went quiet.
Are they all going to sleep, do you think? Or maybe they thought, no, this isn't for me, and just switched off. And it doesn't matter either way, because you know what? As I've been giving healing to all of you, I've also received it as well, because I find that, when you're giving out for the right reasons, and when you're giving for the right reasons, and you're giving in a healthy way, in a good and a positive way, I think you get back tenfold. That's my feeling. And I actually said yesterday, I was at the airport with my friends, and we were sitting at the table, we're having lunch before they got on the plane, and we were talking about people who were fortunate, people who were not fortunate. And I said then, and I can honestly say now, there are lots of things that are missing in my life. I wish I were closer to my daughter. I wish I were closer to my grandson. I wish a lot of things. My life is not perfect by any means, but I think that I must be, if not the most fortunate, one of, way the top there, of the most fortunate people in the world, because I'm able to do a job which I love. I'm able to give. I'm also able to receive, but I have this incredible life of not just giving, but receiving and understanding, and the wisdom and the knowledge that comes with all of this. I'm very, very grateful for my life, which is no means perfect. It has by no means been perfect, and nor will it ever, but as Grey Eagle would say to me, if I were to smooth your path, smooth the wrinkles from your path, where would your learning process be? And so, for all the pain, the heartache, for all the the it's not fair stuff that we have, we talked about that this morning, for all of that, we have to have the pains and the heartaches in order to have the learning and the growing. So bring it on is what I say. Because I'm grateful for it. I'm very grateful for it. I know that one or two other people, have they just joined, or do we have anyone else who wants to say
Lucy said that
something?
she just noticed the pineapples on your shirt, and that her mother's favorite crochet method.
Actually, I hate things on my tops, but my friend got this for me from England. She sent it with the friends who came to stay in it, and I thought, oh, that's really, really nice, until I looked closely. I thought, pineapples? Yeah, no, but I like it anyway, and I like the colour of it. Thank you for that, and it's good that you connect with that. Anything else from anyone?
Naomi said, thank you so much for clearing things up some, filling up yourself first, and giving God's energy blended with our own. Thank you for sharing. Combining the energies that, and if we all, and this is why we do like the Healing Minute, 11 a.m. wherever you are in the world, you combine your energy for that one brief minute with all of those of the rest of us who are doing the same thing. It becomes a very, very powerful thing. All right, so that's it. Our healing session is over. Once again, we should be back here probably next Wednesday, I think, but we'll let you know. Keep looking. We are on Instagram, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, so keep looking. We'll post it all. And if you, again, I'll remind you, if you want to be on our healing list, please write to us, request. Please put me on the the mailing list. The healing list too.
And in fact, yeah. So if you want to know more about us, what we're up to, you need to be on the mailing list. So write to us, Rosemary at rosemaryaltea.com, and ask to be put on the mailing list. Likewise, if you want healing to be sent to you on a daily basis, if you want to be on our healing list, my team and I send out healing every day to all of the patients who are on our healing list. We call you patients. I know you're really people, but anyway, we send out healing to everyone on our healing list. So if you would like to be included on our healing list, that would be good. If you would like to, you don't have to give your full name. We're not going to share it with anybody. You won't keep getting notifications, or certainly, and it's for free, so we give it out freely. And if you give us your first name is fine, or any kind of name, or just make one up if you like. And also, if you want to be included in that, or if you want to be included in this show, please let us know, and just request healing for the healing list. Next week, we're going to be talking again about healing. We're going to have our healing session, but I'm going to also be talking about how do we give healing to our animals. And I know that many of you out there are fond of animals, and I know some of you are not, but I know that many of you are, as am I. And so if we can get the camera on my puppy, or we can get him on my lap, I'm going to show you a little bit of how I would give healing to him. So that might be interesting for some of you to watch. I can't guarantee he'll cooperate, but we'll have a go at that. So until I see you again, either tomorrow night, we have that Everything is Attitude show tomorrow night, it'll be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have to think about that. So it'll be sort of mid-afternoon for those of us who are on the west coast. We're on the west. No, we're not on the west coast. We're on the east coast. And I'll be with my co-host Al Pisano. I shall be seeing all of my students tonight, and just keep watching for it, because you never know when we're going to pop up. And if you want to go to Instagram or Twitter or what have you, you know my name by now, so just check us out there too. So until I see you again, it is Thursday, which means the weekend is coming up, so please have a very blessed rest of today, and also please have a very, very wonderful and blessed weekend, and thank you for joining us.